If you are taught to believe in virtue, honesty, compassion, sacrifice, justice, kindness, and, above all, love for all people around you while you are growing up, I call these the spiritual jewels of the human individual. If you are raised with all these values but restrict them to your own group of people, it becomes wasted effort, because exclusivity reeks of prejudice and discrimination, two things that have no place in humanity as a whole, which depends on a system of equal human rights. Politically, you can identify as both a human being and a member of a specific group, but ultimately, it takes individual effort to be the CEO of your own life. Belonging to a group, whether it's nationality, Canadian, American, Pakistani, religious affiliation, Muslim, Christian, racial identity, black, white, gender identity, male, female, sexual orientation, gay, or occupation, store manager, doctor, plumber, is merely an aspect of identity bestowed upon us. These identities do not define us as individuals, they are part of our acquired knowledge. Being born into a human family is what truly makes us human and defines our real identity. So why can't we look beyond our acquired identities to see and embrace our true selves? We raise our children with the knowledge of spiritual jewels, yet we often hand them guns or bombs to harm innocent beings. If you wear your spiritual jewels, they should be for the benefit of all humanity. Therefore, if you conform solely to the politics of your own group without taking personal responsibility as an adult, your own group has stripped you of the human jewels you were adorned with. If the value of these jewels is confined to your group alone, then they are not truly yours. They should belong to you as a human being. Since these jewels are not tangible objects, their value is only realized when a living, breathing human individual wears them. It may seem so, but I believe our thoughts do not originate in our brains. Rather, our brains are simply the organs that process these thoughts. This is why we can learn new things from our teachers and societies. To me, our thoughts are brought forth by the entity residing within our functioning body and brain. The you part of your triangle, your body and brain, brings these thoughts to life or gives physical form to our ideas, thereby creating our realities. Regardless of what we have been taught, it is ultimately our choice whether we act upon these teachings, whether for good or ill. This underscores the importance of individuals discovering their inner selves so that we can put an end to the injustices we inflict upon each other as a mass of people. If everyone were to make decisions independently, free from group affiliations, we could challenge the right and wrong actions of our group's political agendas. This is especially pertinent when it comes to the politics of belonging. You cannot simply give everything to your group or allow them to rob you of your spiritual and personal jewels in the name of security. Your spiritual jewels are what elevate you to the status of an evolved human individual. Functionally, we are no different from other creatures. We eat, drink, live, fall ill, grow old, and die like every other living being. However, it is our spiritual jewels alone that distinguish us as human beings. You cannot truly be proud of being born a human unless you display these jewels throughout your life. As creatures clad in clothing, capable of driving, flying, swimming, creating weapons of mass destruction, and bringing destruction upon each other, it is our spiritual jewels that imbue us with virtues such as honesty, compassion, sacrifice, justice, kindness, and, above all, the ability to love all. Worldly and political knowledge is not, not spiritual knowledge. Our spiritual jewels are the knowledge we can truly be proud of. While all forms of knowledge are necessary for societal functioning, we must never allow anyone to rob us of our personal values or spiritual jewels. Above all, we should never let our own group strip us of the very knowledge they imparted to us from the outset. One might argue that they taught us about our spiritual jewels. Indeed, most religions teach spirituality, but throughout history, and even today, our conflicts are often bloodier because of politicized religions and the misuse of religious doctrines to justify violence. If you think Saudi Arabia and Iran are fighting over oil-rich fields, you may be overlooking the fact that even seemingly noble entities like religion can have a dark side. The underlying motive behind all religious conflicts is political control and power. Spirituality plays no part in it. Always remember, once knowledge, especially spiritual knowledge, is imparted to you, it becomes yours to use at your discretion. Therefore, be responsible and do not allow the politics of belonging to rob you of your own values. Today, if everyone were to wear their personal jewels, value other human beings, and question the political agendas of belonging, it could potentially create a war-free environment. Our groups have had their responsibilities, but they have failed us as individuals. Therefore, we must take charge and refuse to kill each other in the name of our groups, nations, religions, and, especially, in the name of God. Even God has been an innocent victim of our politics. Let us start with rectifying our relationship with God. Cease killing in the name of God and learn to treat others as you wish to be treated. No one is inherently superior to others by virtue of clothing, technology, race, gender, appearance, nationality, or religious beliefs. Our differences would lose their meaning if everyone began valuing and proudly wearing their spiritual jewels. As individuals, we have the right to defend ourselves, so why do we willingly allow our groups to take advantage of us? Since our part is composed of the same substance as God, it is God who holds us together and gives our existence meaning. When discussing religion, it is inevitable to discuss God. If you speak of God with complete conviction and devotion, the opinions of others should not disturb you. A belief system that genuinely represents God's will cannot logically endorse the killing of innocents. From capital punishment to barbaric practices, these are all human creations designed to control and dominate individuals. I can confidently state that countless innocents have lost their lives, not just physically but also emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually, due to extreme interpretations of religious doctrines. Extremism in any form of human knowledge is illogical because human beings are constantly evolving. Our knowledge today may be proven wrong tomorrow, a phenomenon that has occurred throughout history. Extreme views are typically held by those comfortable with the status quo, often conservatives who resist change until there is no alternative. If, in the dead of night, you seek answers about yourself, just to satisfy your personal curiosity, you may find yourself losing faith in religions. We are evolving beings with unlimited potential, but religions impose significant restrictions on this evolution. Insecure individuals often submit to these restrictions out of fear for their personal security, regardless of how politics seep into spiritual belief systems. At the end of the day, if you do justice to your thought process, it can lead you beyond the boundaries of your religious beliefs. If you refuse to explore because you fear labels, rejection, or even death, you are being political. Remember, politics has no place in truth or spirituality. The realm of religion is fraught with politics, from religious wars to rules, traditions, and customs, each speaks for itself. To truly follow your God-given potential, you must examine these from an external perspective. If you remain within the boundaries set by others, you are not fulfilling your God-given potential. You can spend your mortal life in subservience or find liberation within yourself. The real you belongs to God, who created human beings as evolving entities meant to reach the heights intended for us, a spiritual journey. By purging politics from our lives, we can achieve inner security because we often seek security from our own kind, rather than from humanity as a whole. If we can transcend the politics of group belonging and uphold personal and spiritual responsibilities, we can overcome even the genetic predisposition to group behavior, prioritizing humanity as a whole. Every action you take stems from your God-given free will, accompanied by the blessings of God. Since God has granted you free will, you are responsible for your actions. Naturally, you require the gift of life, oxygen and a living, breathing body, for your actions to manifest. Now, ask yourself, where do you stand personally? Do you control everything you do, or are your decisions influenced by your religious beliefs? Are you willing to kill in the name of your religious beliefs, and if so, why? When you honestly seek answers, you will uncover political affiliations and the powerful sense of belonging that drive your actions. You may find ego, pride, and honor, all products of group politics, aimed at gaining acceptance from the group to which you belong. Why settle for mere acceptance from one group when, as an individual, you were born into humanity? You can ask a national champion in any sport what their next goal is, and they will tell you unequivocally, a world championship. Why can't we view humanity in the same light? Because each of us wants our nation, religion, or clan to dominate the world. But what does that truly mean? It means we seek to unite humanity under our own banner, yet, group politics still prevails. Our attitudes must change individually. This change begins when we learn to respect each other spiritually, recognizing the divine in every living human being. After all, God's spiritual work is carried out by human individuals. Interestingly, even the negative actions we attribute to the devil are perpetrated by human beings. Thus, despite millions of years of evolution, our groups have failed us spiritually. Understanding the value of our spiritual jewels can enable us, as individuals, to evolve to the next level and achieve the peace humanity has longed for.